Fortaleza v Colo-Colo tie in the Libertadores cancelled due to pitch invasion. The match between Fortaleza and Colo-Colo, contested at the Estadio Monumental, was ultimately cancelled by CONMEBOL on Thursday evening. With the score at 0-0, the Libertadores fixture was halted at the 24th minute of the second half when supporters of the home side invaded the pitch in Santiago, Chile. In a statement, CONMEBOL announced that the match was cancelled due to a lack of security guarantees on the part of the club and local authorities. The governing body also pledged to refer the matter to its judicial bodies, without clarifying how the fixture will be concluded. At the moment the Colo-Colo fans invaded the pitch, the Fortaleza players ran to the dressing room. Via a post on its X profile, the Brazilian club stated that all players, directors, coaching staff and personnel are safe and well. CONMEBOL, together with the stadium security and the Fortaleza delegation, decided that it was best to suspend the match, given the seriousness of the events. Safety was put first. Neither club wished to return to the game, said Marcelo Paz, CEO of Fortaleza. Prior to the match, in the vicinity of the Estadio Monumental, 2 Colo-Colo supporters died in circumstances that remain unclear. Aged 18 and 13, they are believed to have been struck by a police vehicle amid unrest caused by ticketless fans attempting to force entry into the stadium. The pitch invasion by Colo-Colo fans was reportedly a reaction to the deaths of the 2 youths, allegedly caused by a police vehicle. Revenge. 2 lives are worth more than 3 points, posted Garra Blanca, the club's main supporter group. The public prosecutor's office is investigating the incident, and a police officer has already been indicted. Check the standings of all the groups in the 2025 Libertadores. This Thursday, 10, featured 4 matches in the second round of the group stage of the 2025 Libertadores. 3 of them saw the final whistle, the victories for Internacional and Atlético Bucaramanga, against Racing in Argentina, and the draw between São Paulo and Alianza Lima. Meanwhile, the Colo-Colo vs Fortaleza fixture saw play continue until the 25th minute of the second half before being cancelled. The surprise is Universidad de Chile's leadership, having defeated Botafogo, Group C, and Independiente, Group F. River Plate are not as dominant as anticipated. Meanwhile, Universitario have confirmed themselves as the 4th force in the group. The major upset caused by Central Córdoba has thrown the group into disarray. São Paulo were leading and drew level with Libertad on points, but then conceded an equalizer. They will now play 2 consecutive away matches, the first against the Paraguayan side. Racing witnessed Atlético Bucaramanga pull off a major upset on Argentine soil. Later, Colo-Colo and Fortaleza were drawing until the match was halted and subsequently cancelled. The table above reflects the current standings. However, it may be altered following any potential ruling involving the Chilean side. Colorado took the lead thanks to a superior goal difference. The disappointment so far is Nacional, who are still seeking their first goal. Palmeiras have yet to impress, but are living up to expectations. The negative surprise is Olympia's performance, having conceded 4 at home to Vélez and been beaten by newcomers San Antonio Bulo. Onana's error, late goals and more, Man United and Lyon serve up a great game in the UEL. Lyon and Manchester United played out a great match to kick off the Europa League quarter-final tie on Thursday, 10. The game ended 2-2, with a goal for each side coming after the 40-minute mark of the second half. Goalkeeper Onana, who had been the target of heavy criticism from Nemanja Matic on the eve of the match, made a glaring error for the French side's opening goal, and for the goal that sealed the score, scored by Lyon, he spilled the ball, leaving it at Ryan Cherki's feet. See below for the details of this and the other matches from Thursday in the Europa League. After being labelled the worst goalkeeper in Manchester United's history by Nemanja Matic, Andre Onana made a decisive error on Thursday. Thiago Almada swung in a free kick into the area, and the Cameroonian looked well positioned to make the save. However, he allowed the ball to slip through for the goal that put Lyon ahead in the 24th minute. United's equaliser came in first half stoppage time, courtesy of Lenny Yoro. The second half was lively, with chances at both ends, but the English side showed greater efficiency. Close to stoppage time, Joshua Zirkzee turned the game in United's favour, putting victory within the grasp. But there was still time for Ryan Cherki to capitalise on an Onana rebound to level the score at 2-2 in stoppage time. Tottenham vs Eintracht Frankfurt. Eintracht Frankfurt opened the scoring early, in the 5th minute, through Hugo Ekitike. The hosts in London responded swiftly, with Pedro Porro making it 1-1. Eintracht threatened on some counter-attacks, but the best opportunities thereafter fell to Tottenham. And then Brazilian goalkeeper Caio Santos had to shine, making excellent saves to prevent a turnaround. Speaking of Brazilians, forward Richarlison, having recovered from injury, came off the bench in the closing stages of the tie to make his first appearance since the 6th of February. Rangers vs Athletic Bilbao. The match was marked by a worrying moment involving Bailey Rice at the start of the second half. He collided with an opponent and collapsed on the pitch. The broadcast did not show detailed footage of the incident, but the game was halted for around 8 minutes for the player to receive treatment. Rice was carried off on a stretcher, but gave a thumbs up as he was taken out of the stadium. Alejandro Dominguez, president of CONMEBOL, wants a 64-team World Cup in 2030. During CONMEBOL's 80th Ordinary Congress in Luque, Paraguay, Alejandro Dominguez, the Confederation's president, proposed staging the 2030 World Cup with 64 teams in celebration of the competition's centenary. We are convinced that the centenary celebration will be unique, because one only turns 100 once. That is why we are proposing, for this one time only, to hold this anniversary with 64 teams across 3 continents simultaneously, said Alejandro Dominguez. In 2030, the World Cup will be held across 2 continents for the first time in history, with 3 hosts: Spain, Portugal and Morocco. Additionally, in honor of the competition's 100th anniversary, the first 3 matches of the tournament will be played in Argentina, Uruguay and Paraguay, so that every country has the opportunity to experience a World Cup, and so that no one on this planet is left out of this celebration which, although played everywhere, is our festival, the president of CONMEBOL added. Next year, the World Cup will have 3 host countries for the first time, being held in the USA, Mexico and Canada. Moreover, it will be the edition with the highest number of participants, with 48 teams qualifying for the tournament. Champions League 2024-25, the favourites, according to AI, after the first leg quarter-final matches. The first leg quarter-finals of the 2024-25 Champions League, while confirming some teams' favourite status, also produced surprises. Barcelona and PSG, for instance, demonstrated their excellent form. Meanwhile, Real Madrid found themselves in trouble after a crushing defeat to Arsenal, while Bayern Munich stumbled at home against Inter Milan. The return legs take place next Tuesday and Wednesday, where the 4 semi-finalists will be decided. In light of the results to date, Opta's artificial intelligence has updated its assessment of the qualification probabilities. Furthermore, it has predicted which teams are most likely to reach the final and, indeed, the favourites to lift the European Cup on the 31st of May at the Allianz Arena in Munich. Chances of qualifying for the semi-finals: Barcelona, 99.5%. Arsenal, 95.7%. PSG, 91.5%. Inter Milan, 82.7%. Bayern Munich, 17.3%. Aston Villa, 8.5%. Real Madrid, 4.3%. Borussia Dortmund, 0.5%. Chances of qualifying for the final: Arsenal, 52.9%. Barcelona, 51.7%. PSG, 42.9%. Inter Milan, 41.5%. Bayern Munich, 6.7%. Aston Villa, 2.2%. Real Madrid, 2.0%. Borussia Dortmund, 0.1%. FIFA begins sale of extra tickets for Club World Cup matches. FIFA announced on Thursday, 10, the release of extra ticket batches for all matches of the Club World Cup, a tournament that will feature Flamengo, Botafogo, Fluminense and Palmeiras as the Brazilian representatives. the organizing body emphasized the high demand for tickets. The extra tickets are being sold on the official platform FIFA.com tickets, with seats available in all sections for every match, including the lower tier, which is the most sought after due to its more affordable prices. The initial sale attracted supporters from over 130 countries, with Brazil ranking second in ticket sales by country, behind only the United States. It is also worth noting that the new ticket packages will grant priority access to purchase tickets for the 2026 World Cup, which will take place in the USA, Mexico and Canada. Countries that purchased the most tickets for the Club World Cup: United States, Brazil, Argentina, Mexico, Canada, Germany. Saudi Arabia, France, Japan, Spain. Flamengo vs Chelsea was the third highest selling match in terms of tickets. FIFA also revealed that 8 of the 63 scheduled Club World Cup matches sold out before the release of the extra batch, with particular emphasis on Flamengo vs Chelsea on the 20th of June at Lincoln Financial Field. Flamengo were the only Brazilian side among the fixtures to have all tickets sold out prior to the new allocation, once again underlining the strength of their support beyond Brazil. Also worth highlighting are the matches that sold out the fastest: Boca Juniors vs Bayern Munich and Boca Juniors vs Benfica, both in Group C, completing the top 5 are 2 Real Madrid games, against Al Hilal and RB Salzburg. Club World Cup matches that were sold out in the first ticket batch: Flamengo vs Chelsea, Bayern Munich vs Auckland City. Boca Juniors vs Benfica, Real Madrid vs Al Hilal and vs Juventus. Bayern Munich vs Boca Juniors, RB Salzburg vs Al Hilal, RB Salzburg vs Real Madrid. The Club World Cup will be contested from the 15th of June. The tournament.
Para de fofoca, cala essa boca e senta logo na pica.
Desse jeito pra fora, causada no YouTube, causada na porra da página, briga na porta do colégio, pau quebrando.
Olha a Fati aí, subindo o complexo, tá a fim de usar droga e de fazer muito sexo. Tropa do Salomão, que hoje vai te pegar firme, é disso que você gosta, só putaria com crime. Ela usa break lance, ela fuma o balão, depois ganha pirocada na base do Salomão, mas seus pais não vão saber.